going on? New video, new camera, new me. Same arm. Doesn't matter though. Even though my arm's broken, started working on the transmission again. I gotta get it done. I gotta get the Jimmy back on the road so we can have some fun this summer. And I can get some footage of cruising. So I got some transmission parts in the back. I'm leaving work. I had to use the hydraulic press to install a certain part inside the input drum of the transmission. So now I'm going to my shop where I can use my hand tools to build up the rest of the drum and maybe make an interesting video about that. So that's where I'm at. See you guys soon. Alright, I'm at Milton Road. This has got to be like my solid fourth take on starting the video at my shop now. I don't know. Everything keeps slipping my mind, like I don't really know what to say. But yeah, so I got the input drum which I installed. The parts with the hydraulic press that I needed, that was at my work. So now that we're at my own shop, I'm going to be installing the new clutch packs and steel into the drum. And to start that off, you have to start with one of the flat steels. So this is a redone flat steel I have. They're remachined to be smooth to give the transmission you know, a like new feel. Besides, I really don't want to have to rebuild this again. I'd be pissed. I didn't really think about the filming here, so I have to somehow rig up this stupid camera. You know what? I got an idea. I have a broken arm and I can't really work with it much anyway, so I'll just hold the camera with my broken arm and work with my good hand. Alright, so I'm going to stop messing around and just get started on what I'm doing here. I'm not going to go into extreme detail because there's way too much to talk about. So I'm just going to build this up. Flat steel interlocks with these tabs. There we go, flat steel. When you install new clutch packs, you always want to put transmission fluid on them first, because if you don't, you're going to burn them up when you initially start using the transmission. So we're just going to do that on these two clutch packs. Then I'm just going to work the fluid in. Maybe a little more. Flip it over. Rub that in. The funny thing is, I've never rebuilt an automatic transmission before. This is just research. I've done so much research now that I pretty much know what I'm doing. It's just putting it, you know, you learn stuff, you study, and then you just got to put it to practice, and that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Of course, there's been complications and, you know, different hiccups because the unexpected does happen. All right, that is pre-soaked and ready to drop in. Solid. Now, go for a steel. This is the old clutch pack. Steel. the new second disc, like that. Alright, I'm back. I had a moment, forgot what I was supposed to do, which is not good. And then I figured it out. Realized it probably wasn't a good idea to not soak these first, because I didn't want you guys to watch me pre-soak 5 friction discs, because that would have been a waste of time and it would have been boring. So I did that. As well as I installed new bushings in here off camera because I needed 2 hands for that. This is a Sprague assembly. Basically how it works is it has a one-way clutch in it. So you can spin it this way, but you can't spin it the other way. Oh, that's my understanding of it. So now we're going to install that. So what I did here, this still looks the same from when I stopped the video. Here's your bearing that you need, and it goes this way with the smaller race downwards. So that's how that's going to go. Now we're going to install the Sprague assembly. So, man, I'm such an amateur right now with filming, but yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? Okay, this fucking thing. Bit of a cunt to line up, but it should go in. Alright, let's try this again. One more disc. Come on. Okay, let me explain this to you. You have to spline this with both of these friction discs. So if you notice here, they weren't really aligned. So I'm going to attempt to just line it up perfectly, and it should drop in. Not saying it will, I'm saying it should. Okay, let's try this again. Motherfucker. It's a bit of a fucking cunt, isn't it? Oh, fuck. Okay, there we go. I think it's in. You know, I was waiting for the one click and then the second click. And if you look in here, yep, there we go. So that's installed. Now what we want to do is install this apply plate. To be honest, it's identical on both sides, so it doesn't really matter which way you put it in. So let's go like this. See these wider tangs? They go with the tabs down there. So install that. There we go. Alright, next up we got this wavy. It's a wavy plate. Let me explain this to you. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this plate is not flat. It's wavy. And the reason is it's a cushion spring. So when you put the vehicle in reverse or in the drive, and when it shifts, it's actually supposed to dampen the shock and make the transmission shift smoother. That is the point of the cushion steel. If you notice, it only goes in one way. You can't mess it up. Okay, now that we got the wavy in, we want a friction disc, and this metal friction disc is flat. That's going to be your mating surface with those discs I pre-soaked. So let's do that right now. put that in. Now you want to put a pre-soaked disc. And it splines onto this area of the sprag. Boom. Take the old one and throw it. Another steel. I will explain something. The steel I'm using, they are new. I just had to put everything in order so I didn't lose anything. So that's why these are in the pile. But I don't need them. Steel, friction. There we go. Steel. So I'm basically just alternating. It's all like a puzzle. It's like it's kind of like Lego in a way, except a little more complex. Last clutch disc. Okay, so now we're ready to install the end plate for this assembly. You're probably thinking there's a lot of layers of stuff. How, you know, what if I mess up the order? You know, it's supposed to be steel, friction, steel, friction. If you mess it up, you'll know, because you'll end up with, you need to end up with a friction. If you finish the pack and there's a steel, then you did the order wrong. Alright, this is the end plate. I want to compare it to my old one. So, this is old end plate. This, old. All of these are old. Let's go down to here, which is the end plate. So, I just want to compare them, make sure they are similar. If you notice here, there's a little line there. This one, look, refurbished. It's all smooth. Pretty much what I want to do, if I can do it with one hand, just compare them. Which they look very, very similar. This one belongs to the streets. This is the good one. So let's install it. Maybe clean off some of that crap, but don't want to destroy my new transmission. Let's line this thing up. Look at that. Look at that. Another indication that everything's installed right is it's almost flush with this snap ring hole, which is for this. This guy goes in here. Man, working with one hand is pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to put the camera down for this one. Maybe safety glasses so I don't take my eye out. Ready? Knew that was gonna go in. It's not very easy with a broken hand, but like I said earlier in the video, I gotta get this done. I think at this time I'm gonna conclude this video. I just wanted to show you guys where I was at with the transmission, and quite honestly, I need to call it a day. But soon enough, I'll make another video kind of update. I'm not going to start the next video off from where I am right now, but I think I'm just going to continue working another day, whatever, and just give you like an update to when I'm like almost done the transmission or something like that. Alright guys, see you later.